Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. And this time I'm doing this early. This is the way I like it. So it doesn't, so this gives you also an extra time, like during the weekend, to look at your charts as well. So this is Friday evening, I'm doing this. And I'm looking at my watch list and for this coming week. And you could follow along with me. And I'm not giving this watch list and the explanation for the purpose of you taking these same trades. Not at all. That's not my purpose. My purpose is so that you can see how I do the evaluations, okay? How I take each of the stock, and I open up the charts and what I look for and what kind of evaluations I make and how I decide which stocks are high probability or higher probability trades, okay? So we're not able to tell the future, but we can kind of get an idea of which are the higher probability trades. That means that maybe there would be about 60, 70% chance that it will go in the direction that you wish, okay? So I'm using tradingview.com. And if you want, I'll put a link to TradingView on the bottom of this video, and you can take a look at that. And here we go. The first one is BPCL, and I'm going to start with the weekly chart. Okay, here is the weekly chart, and with the weekly chart, you will see this is what it looks like. And I'm looking for several things. I'm looking for a swing trade. What is a swing? Well, if you see how these prices are going up and down, these are called swing, okay? It's swinging up and down within a particular range. All right, so, but I'm also looking for breakout from resistance levels, okay? So here is this line right here is a resistance level. How do I know that? Well, here, it resisted. The price went up to that point and it resisted the resistance. It hit the resistance and went back down. And then here again, okay, the price went up, hit the resistance and went back down. Let's go further to the left and see where else this happened. Well, this not exactly at that particular point, okay? So these are all previous resistance levels that I'm looking at. So you want to find a resistance level where that was respected at least 3 times, 2 or 3 times. Okay, here we have it 1. You can actually include this because it's not a particular price point, it's rather an area. So you could actually count 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and yeah, so 4 times that price range, this particular range was resisted. So now it looks like it has broken out last week. Remember, this is a weekly chart. So one candle represents an entire week. Now, this actually is called a hammer candle. Okay, this candle is referred to as a hammer candle, which means that the lower prices was rejected and it closed higher. All right, but since it is a red candle, the open of the day was here on the top, like about 495.05. But the close of the day, so during the day, it tried to go all the way down to 482, but it was rejected. And then it closed at 491.60, okay? So this is a hammer candle, but it's a red hammer candle. So it shows a bullish sign that it could go further up, but it's a weak bullish sign. But there are several other factors we're looking at, okay? One of those is the fact that this 20-day moving average is above the 60-day moving average. The other is that it broke above this resistance level. Okay, these are 2 things. Now, let's look at the daily chart and see what it looks like on the daily chart, and we'll get a different view here, okay? See, on the daily chart during that entire week, see, it went down and it tried to come up. It hit that, that place, that the resistance, and it went down. Okay, and look at this candle here. It's a very tiny hammer. Okay, so the possibility of it going up what I will do is I will not get into this trade for certain. I'll wait for one more day, okay, like Monday. All right, I will wait for like Monday, and then like here, this is the actual candle. See that? I'll wait from Monday. So it went above and it retraced down and it's going up. So this looks good, but I'll wait from Monday just because this candle has a wick on top. Do you notice that? Has a wick on top. So it tried to go higher, but it was rejected. So it's a green hammer. So it looks good, but because of that wick, I'll just watch tomorrow. Monday, and see what happens. So this is a possibility. This is a possibility, but I want to just watch out for what will happen on Monday. All right, let me go to the weekly chart again. I'm just beginning with the weekly. All right, here we are. The weekly chart for Britannia. All right, so Britannia, I had drawn a triangle pattern. See this right here? This one was a triangle pattern. So I drew that because the range was wider, the swing was wider, and then it was getting smaller and smaller, which indicates often that there's going to be a price movement, okay, either up or down. Now here we saw a strong bullish green candle, but it had a wick on top. So I'm just a bit careful and to watch a couple of candles also. And here they are. And so it broke above the resistance range. First, it broke out of this triangle. Now it broke out of this resistance level. See the price where the price was rejected. Okay, it broke out of that. Now it looks like it is retracing and going down. It's a bullish red candle, but it's bullish because it is rejecting lower prices. But since it is a red hammer, I'm going to call it a weak bull, something like that, And so this one also, I'll wait for Monday and see how things progress. But now that was for the whole week. But look at this, okay? Britannia on the daily chart. This is what happened, okay? See, it went down, and so here the higher price was rejected, and then it went down. But it's green, so I'm not ready for this trade yet. I'll wait one more day and see what Monday's candle looks like before making a decision. Next, Coal India. All right, let me go to the weekly chart for Coal India first. And this is what Coal India looks like on the weekly chart. Let me just make it in a view that's better for us. All right, here we are. See, again, kind of an upward movement here. All right, higher lows and higher highs, which is, which is an indication of an upward trend. All right, now the 20-day moving average, which is my blue, is below the 60-day moving average, which is not a good sign, but that's not the only thing we're looking at. That's one of those things, okay? But here's what happened. Look, there was a candle that we call a doji. See that candle? That's called a doji. That means that candle is an indecision candle. It can either go up or down, all right, during this coming week. That was last week. Now, but let's look at the daily chart and see what the daily chart looks like, okay? Again, with the daily chart also, look at that. Looks like a doji, but it's more of a rejection of the higher prices, and it looks bearish. But we'll see what Monday looks like. Okay, Coal India also is on my watch list, but I'm careful not to jump in, but keeping my watch carefully. Dr. Reddy is another one that I've been watching out for a while, but we'll see. See, here's a nice hammer, but it's a red one. So it's not a strong hammer, kind of a weak hammer. Yeah, so, and also the 20-day moving average is above the 60-day moving average. So that looks good, all right? And if you look, the lows are higher and higher and higher, and the highs are also higher and higher. So that's also a good sign. So there are several signs here. And then this This price range has been swinging up and down. So my question is it ready for another upswing? If it is, I could draw this line here, all right, somewhere over here, because this was rejected once, twice, 3 times. I will draw this line here, and I will look for a movement up to that level, and I would look to exit right there, which would be about 11%, if Monday the movement is still up. All right, but let's look at the daily chart and see if the daily chart also shows the same thing. Yes, it does. Look at that. Okay, it also shows the same thing. It's a green candle, and this red candle before that was a doji, was an indecision candle. But here we have a green candle, but it's a small green candle. So I won't take the trade on Monday. I'll wait for Monday's close and see what kind of candle is given to us on that day. All right, going back to the weekly chart, and I'm going to Federal Bank. Okay, here we are, Federal Bank. And the 20-day moving average is above the 60-day moving average. The lows are higher and higher. The highs are also continuing to be going higher. See, the highs are higher and higher and higher. So that's good. All right, the moving average and the trend direction, it looks good. Now this looks like a swing up and down. Okay, so my question is, can I catch this swing up? Okay, that's my question. Here is a resistance level. So if I catch this swing and go up to that line, that would be about 7%, 7.27%. Okay, but I'm not ready for that yet, because let me look at the daily chart. All right, look at the daily chart. Okay, so what we have on the daily chart is somewhat looks almost like a doji, but not sure yet. This one also. Wait for Monday and Monday close and see what kind of a candle it will present on Monday. Then only should you make that decision. Next one is Gale. Gale. Here it is, Gale India. All right, triangle. All right, here we have a triangle pattern. See that? It was a larger range, but it's coming down into a triangle pattern, and it broke out of that triangle pattern on the weekly chart. Okay, now let's look what it, and I've drawn several resistance levels. Okay, these would be targets that I would be looking for. Now, if I enter here and get to the next resistance level, that's about 14%. Now, here on the daily chart, all right, let's look at what it looks like on the daily chart and see if it looks attractive to us. No, not so much. See, still indecision, not sure. Again, this one also, I'll hold off on Monday and see if it really, if this, see this, it broke out of this triangle and it retraced back, and let's see if this is going to go up. We have to see. If you notice, the 20-day moving average is below the 60-day moving average. So definitely on this one, I will wait for Monday close and see what kind of candle it presents. If Monday, you know, this, see this wick was really high and then it was rejected. So, you know, that's a very bearish sign, but you never know. Okay, I want to see what Gale will do, if it will move up or not. If it doesn't, then I may end up taking it off of my watch list. Let's see. Next one is HCL Tech. And first, let's look at the weekly chart on HCL Tech. Let me make this view a little bit more better for our eyes, and then we can see. All right, here it is. So what's happening with HCL Tech? Look at this. 20-day moving average above the 60-day moving average. The highs are higher and higher and higher. The lows are higher and higher and higher. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Okay, so that means it's an upward trend. 2 indicators telling us that it's an upward trend. So I've drawn a trend line. This is a trend line right here. All right, with points of resistance from previous levels. Okay, these are multiple times, 2, 3, 4 times. This was rejected. See, that level was rejected. So it's not allowing it to go up that trend line. But here we saw a breakout. But what does it look like? It looks like a see, looks like a wick that went up. Didn't look good. But let's see on the daily chart it will give us a clearer idea what's happening there. All right, here it is. Look at this. All right. Okay. So this one, it looks like it broke out and it's retracing and it's supposed to be moving up. Now, if this did not have a wick, I would be ready to enter it. But since it has a wick, I'll wait one more day. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, this guy's looking at all of these and saying, I'm going to wait one more day. I'm going to wait one more day. See, the key is this. You want to be like a lion waiting for its prey. The lion doesn't jump out at everything that's there. Any animal, it just doesn't jump out. It kind of squats and waits there, waiting for the right opportunity. And that point only they will lurch forward. Until then, they'll watch all of the different prey that may be there together, and they'll look for the weakest one, will look for the one that has the higher probability of being caught, and they will go after that. Next one, IBULL. All right, India Bulls Housing. Yeah, this is the weekly chart. Let's look at what it looks like. I was drawing a triangle pattern, and but the moving averages is kind of playing around. Look at that. It went up. Looks like it's coming back down again. So it looks very unsure. Okay. All right. Now, what I would do is I would be looking to get this swing. If I do get that, that would be about 32%. All right. That's pretty big, right? But let's look at the daily chart. Since I'm looking at a weekly chart, it looks like that. On the daily chart, let's look at what it looks like. Here it is. See, on the daily chart, here was that swing. Okay. And up and down, up and down. Now, here it shows that it's just kind of going sideways, kind of sliding sideways. So this is something I probably will just take it off my list. Let's see what this week looks like. Right. Next one, India Hotel. All right, Indian Hotel. Let's take the weekly chart and then go from there. Here we are. Look at this. Okay. I was drawing this trend line, and not really a triangle, but a trend line I've been drawing. And then I have this resistance level drawn here. All right. So with this trend line, see, this line has been rejected once, twice, thrice. 3 times it's been rejected, and now it's going up again. And I want to see what's happening. All right. Now, let's look at what it looks like on the daily chart. All right. Here we are on the daily chart. Look at this. It's an indecision candle. Okay. It tried to go up, tried to go down, but it did close higher than the opening. So this looks good. And if I'm able to get this move up to the resistance level, it might be about 6%. Okay. It could go to either this resistance level or this trend line resistance, where if I go that high, I might be looking at about 7%. Okay. But I want to just wait again for Monday and see what it looks like. Why? Because of that, the wick that was there. See, because of the wick. If the wick wasn't there, I would jump on it, but no, not yet. Weekly, get back to the weekly on the Infosys. Here it is, Infosys. Let me get this chart looking better for a view. Here we are. So Infosys, look at this. I put a question mark there. It's a trend line breakout, all right? But is this getting ready for a retracement? Okay. Now everything looks red and bearish. Let's see. Now, first of all, moving averages look good. The 20-day is above the 60-day. The lows are higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Look at the highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. Okay. So it's definitely showing an upward trend. But what is happening here? Could it be something like this, going sideways for a few days and then going up? Well, I don't want to keep my money tied up for all these sideways move. I want to really catch that place where it's going to go up and then get out and find something else that is about to go up. All right. So look at this. And now to get a better view of what happened during that week, here we are on the daily chart, and then we get a better view. So on the daily chart, what it shows is it broke out of this level and it came back down, okay? And then is it going to go down or is it going to go up? Well, it tried to go up again, and look at this. This trend line was respected again and it went down. and it ends up with a doji. So it could go up or down now. So again, wait for Monday closing. All right. Did I look at the daily chart there? Yes, I did. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the weekly, and I'll go to the next one. Cortec Bank. All right. Cortec Bank has been looking very interesting. Look at this triangle pattern. And with this triangle pattern, we're also looking at the 20-day moving average above the 60-day. That's looking good. But this has been a swing trade, up and down, up and down. But I want to see this upward movement is going down. It's creating a kind of a triangle and is broke out of that level. All right. Now, it looks interesting, but look at that. Look at that, this wick on the top. That doesn't look very pleasing to me. So let's look at the daily chart and see what the daily chart looks like. Okay. So here it is. It broke out of this level, came back down, broke out of this level, and retraced down, and a strong green candle, but with a wick again. And now we have a red doji. So a doji means you can go up or down either way. It's hard to tell. It's an indecision candle. So let's wait again for Monday and to make that trade. All right. Back to the weekly chart, and we go to TCS. All right, TCS, here we are. And I was looking at this this level that it created, and it broke out of that, and I took some profit here, but then we ended up with a red doji candle. Now let's look at the daily chart and see what the daily chart looks like. And by the way, somebody corrected me the other day and said, wait a minute, this is a graph. I said, I remember my algebra days. Yes, it is a graph, but people seem to use the term charts for trading. All right, look at this. This doji here, again, see, it broke out of that level and it kept on going up. So I took some profits here and I sold the other day, but look, it's going back down, and I want to see what happens after this doji, because the movement looks good, and the moving average is good as well. Okay, so again, wait for Monday. All right. Now, of course, Friday we didn't have a trading day, so it wouldn't be fair to make a decision on that. But still, let's wait for Monday. And then here is another one. All right. Look at here. And again, I put a question mark. Is this a trend reversal? And or is it a trend continuation? So two possibilities are there. Okay, this could reverse or continue, or now looks like this next week it was sideways. But on the daily chart, we get a better view of actually what was going on. And look here. All right, we had the entire week going sideways, but it ended up with a hammer. But with the hammer, there's a small candle. So we don't know. Again, let's see if there is a breakout there, and or and we'll see if we can enter there. But wait for Monday. All right. Here again, Indian oil. Or let's look at the weekly chart here, and then this will give us a better view here. Look at that. See, looking good. All right, looking good. The highs are higher and higher. The lows are higher and higher. So clearly showing upward trend. Moving averages look good. So there are two indicators that look good. And the swing is up and down. But we have this candle that's a doji. That's hard to see because it's kind of because of the colors. All right. And it looks like a doji. Let me get rid of this thing here. Yeah, it is a doji, but it's more of a hammer, but with a wick. All right, so it doesn't look very attractive, but let's look at the daily chart and see what happens here. Look at that. There's a resistance of the higher prices. So this is another one we want to wait and see what happens. All right, ONGC, go to the weekly charts, and then with the weekly charts, we'll see here. I was looking for a triangle pattern. Again, higher lows and higher highs, right? And then the moving averages look good. and I want to see what will happen with this move as well. Okay, and then JM Financial. This one really had a weird candle last week, a huge drop, and that kind of I almost took it off my my list. But I thought since it was a weird candle with a huge drop, I thought let me just wait and see what happens, and let's look on the daily chart and see what this looks like. Here it is. See, okay, it hit this resistance and it came down, and then let's see if this will make any change here. Look at that. There was two dojis are here in 2 days. Both were dojis, very tight dojis. So there might be a good possibility that we can see either a reversal going up or down. It's another one to keep your eyes on. Next one is Canara Bank. And this one, let's look at this. And at the weekly chart, let me get the view better. All right, see here again, the lows are higher and higher and higher, but then the highs are kind of going on the same level, okay? But I want to see if this will break out of that. So what I could draw is like a trend line here, and I could take this somewhere like this and draw a trend line, and we could watch that and see how it respects this line, all right? And that will give us a clue of what kind of movement it will be, okay? But here again, that's a weekly. Now let's go to the daily chart and see what is happening here. Look at that. See, it was a rejection of higher prices, but okay, but it's green. We don't know what that means yet. Wait one more day, okay? So it looks like I won't be doing anything on a Monday, just watching, observing at the end of the day and seeing what kind of a close we'll have. Only two more left. Two more left. Bear with me. I know it's been a few minutes, but look at this. BEL, Bharat Electronics. See, the moving average is looking good. The 20 is above the 60-day, and the lows are higher, higher, and higher. The highs are higher, 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 clearly showing an uptrend, okay? Although it closed with a red candle, it looks almost like a hammer, but with a small candle. But let's look at the daily chart, and we'll get an idea of what's going on. Look at that. See, it hit the resistance and it went down. It's amazing how this resistance is often respected. It went down, and we want to see. It keeps trying to go above the resistance, but is not. So let's see what happens this week. If it goes above that resistance, that might be a good point to step into. Look at that. It looks nice, but we want to wait. Don't be in a hurry to just jump into any of these and buy. So here's the last one, ZEL. Okay, ZEEL, ZEEL Entertainment. This one, I took a couple of day trades this week, but look at this sideways move, looking on the weekly chart, up and down, and it went below this level, which was a support level. See, numerous times this support level was respected, but this time it went down, and I thought, okay, maybe it's just going to go further down, but it reversed again. So let's look at what the daily chart looks like, and then we'll close after this. Here it is. See, it went down, went sideways for a few days, and is trying to break out. And let's see, again, what will happen. So it looks like on Monday, I won't be doing anything, just watching and observing. And I might take a couple of day trades, one day trade, not a couple, just one, that's all. And then we'll see. I've taken several day trades, and I did fairly well, but I wouldn't recommend that right now until you are regularly, being profitable. Okay, so it looks like this week I will not be taking any trades on the Monday. Okay, Monday I'll just be holding on and seeing what kind of moves we get. Okay, all right, and I think that's about it. And let me know if you have questions about this, if you have doubts about this, any comments. Or questions about how I'm making the evaluation and all that, please put it in the questions below. Okay, put the question below. I mean, I don't mind anybody calling me up directly and sending messages. I don't mind that at all. But when you put it in this place here, the benefit is that others also will be able to see that and they get the benefit of that discussion. So I think that's, that's worthwhile. And also in our trading group, the Signal trading group, also you can put messages and that will also be helpful. Okay. And also trading view charts, I'll keep the link on the bottom. Now, if you have friends that are interested in learning how to trade, I've put my link on the bottom. Please ask them to use that link to open a Zerodha account. And then once they do that with the link, let me know and I can add them to our trading group and they can begin the learning process. But make sure you tell them that they need to be ready for about 3 to 6 months of learning, and then maybe another 3 to 6 months of getting practice before you begin to see regular profits. And it's worthwhile and it's looking good. All right, God bless you all, and have a great weekend, and have a great next week of trading as well. Okay, thank you. Bye now.